Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pindi Mukarazi and I am here with another video. So today we are talking which other countries can we go as South Africans to go teach. Mostly it's not just South Africans, but mostly it's other countries with other countries that with the other 7 countries also. It also qualifies with the other 7 countries, not just South Africans. I was washing the toilet with my room, so in case you saw that. So we are talking other countries that you can go to teach, and today I'm mainly focusing on New Zealand. So if you are the person who wants to go and teach in New Zealand, and this video is specifically for you. So what we are going to do is I'm just going to walk you through everything that you need to know before you move to New Zealand, or before you start applying and getting a job, and until it gets to the visa process. Okay, so let's start with requirements. So if you want to teach in New Zealand, the requirements are, before you even apply, just make sure that you do qualify, or you have these requirements. First one is you need a teaching qualification. So this means that not just a degree, as other countries will say, like when you come to Korea or to South Korea, you need a degree in any field, but in this case you need a teaching degree. So it needs to be recognized for international use, I guess, because yeah, it needs to be recognized. It could either be a degree or diploma, but in education. But also, if you have a degree and then you have PGCE, you also qualify, because the next thing is teacher registration. So if you have SACE in South Africa, or you have a teaching certificate, which means you are registered with your country's education office, then you're good to go. So you need to register, because when you go to New Zealand, you also need to register as a to the Teaching Council of New Zealand. So this means that you have a license to teach even in New Zealand. Okay, next one is English proficiency. So if it happens that you are from a country that doesn't speak English, because in most countries they speak other language too besides English, like from South Africa we speak other languages, so English is one of the languages that we speak. So you need the proficiency from that. So you need to prove your English skills. And also, if you do have a teaching degree and you fall under countries that are allowed, like I said before, I'm only talking for the 7 countries that I know for sure are allowed. So if you have a teaching degree and you qualify to teach in New Zealand from your country, then you also need to prove like your English proficiency. Next thing is you need a police clearance. A police clearance, we know that this is a background check from other countries that you've been, or in a country that you are currently in. You need to provide a police clearance or a background check which states that you do not have any criminal offense, because this is going to affect your application. So if you do have a criminal offense, I am very sorry, you do not meet the requirements. Okay, so you can also find more of these information on teachcouncil.nz. So that's for New Zealand. Okay, next one is visa options for people who want to go and teach, or visa options for teachers in New Zealand. So when we are talking visa, we are talking about are we allowed to have visas in New Zealand if you are a teacher? The good news is that when you are teaching in New Zealand, so New Zealand is on a green list when it comes to us, which means that you are in demand. They need you. You qualify for these visas if you're from South Africa, for instance. You will qualify for an accredited employer work visa, which they call an AEWV, the skilled migrant category, or even a straight to resident visa if your role is listed as high priority. You can also check this on immigration.gov.nz for the full list of more requirements on the visa process or on the visa. Okay, where do we find jobs now? You qualify, you meet the requirements, and then you know what kind of visa you might be able to get. Now let's talk about where you can find jobs. So when you're ready to job hunt and all your documents are ready, so these are the websites that you can go to find teaching jobs in New Zealand. So you can go to Education Gazette. So this is where schools post jobs ads mostly. And then you can go to teachnz.gov.nz. So this is especially helpful for international teachers. And then sick.co.nz. So this one is great for broader education roles. So your Randstad, education and educational personnel. So recruitment agencies, they use this one to help overseas teachers to get placed in New Zealand schools. So don't also forget to follow Facebook groups like Teaching in New Zealand or Overseas Teachers New Zealand to connect with others and find more information. I don't know, but I tend to speak very fast sometimes when I want to get information out there. I don't know why I do that. So excuse me if I did go faster on some things that I was saying and I was not clear enough. You can also go to the comment section and ask me, oh, what were you talking about when you said this, and then I'll be able to explain to you or to explain for you that part. Okay, next is salary expectations. So when we are talking salaries, so most teachers in New Zealand, they earn between NZ dollars 54,000 to 90,000 New Zealand dollars per year. So you can divide that into a year, like take the amount and then you divide it with 12 months. Okay, so it also depends on your experience and qualifications. Okay, so public schools, they use a pay scale. So the most experience you have, the more you earn. I think I might qualify for this one. Why am I not looking in New Zealand? I don't know. Okay, now pro tip for you guys, because I like you so much. That's why I have a pro tip for you. So pro tip if you want to get hired. So the things that would boost your CV or your chances of getting a job in New Zealand. It's very hot. I'm using a fan. That's why you see my cat blowing. Okay, so make sure that you tailor your CV for New Zealand in a New Zealand format, which is short and simple. Don't complicate things. It might come up with issues in the long run. That's why I'm saying, like, keep it short and simple. So make sure that you apply earlier. So the school year starts in late January and February. So make sure you apply during those times, or you have applied by December or beginning of January. No. Late January and February. So yes, you can start applying beginning of January, late December. So you increase your chances of getting hired. So also be open to work in regional areas. They often have more job opportunities, and they are willing to also sponsor visas or overseas teachers. So you have more opportunities or more chances of getting hired if you go for regional areas too. So you also have to register with the NZQA if your qualification needs assessment, so that you have time to do the assessment and everything, or they have time to assess your qualification. Prepare for interviews. Don't just go on an interview and not be ready. Find questions, make sure you know what to expect, so that by the time you sit down for an interview, you don't have to worry about I didn't know that question, or at least if there's a surprise question, you're like, at least I tried, I got 90% or 95% or even 80% of your answers right because you came prepared. So coming unprepared can result in many things that we were like, oh, I wish I had time to prepare for this, but you didn't. Okay, so there you have it. So I just gave you a step-by-step guide on how you can go and teach in New Zealand, and I hope that you guys will take this opportunity and not just say, oh, I just want to go where I know someone, or just because I've taught in South Korea and I have experience in South Korea doesn't mean that the opportunities end in South Korea, but there are other countries. So as I am back home, there's a girl, and she's from my neighborhood. I just heard from her dad that she just traveled to another country in Asia. He doesn't remember the name. I'm sorry about that. He doesn't remember where she is specifically, but she is in Asia. She had a diploma. She didn't have a degree, so she couldn't qualify to to go to countries that want degrees. So you might have a degree or an advanced diploma or a diploma. I don't know if it's just diploma or advanced diploma, but I'm guessing she has an advanced diploma. So if you have a qualification and you're sitting here like, oh, but I can't go to South Korea because I have this, but how about you try and open opportunities for yourself rather than just saying, I don't qualify, I don't do this. Like, also, it's not too late to try. It's not too late to start doing something, so that maybe you are not even supposed to, like, maybe the universe is not giving you the opportunities right now because the opportunity that's waiting for you is bigger than the one that you want. So it's life. So guys, good luck. Subscribe, like, comment, and share, and tell other people that I do have a YouTube video. And again, my name is Pindi Mkhwanazi, and I'm so happy that you guys came along and came to watch this video. I love you. Mwah!